So, a double review, and boy, oh boy, get ready for some fun. Not that you don't know what's coming, but being I did a first impressions of this a while back, and now it's going to require the thing, I think it's the perfect time to have a quick run through. So, first off, this is Mario Tennis Aces. It's okay, it's nothing special, but then again, when it's any Mario Tennis game story special, it's a means to an end. The story is only ever there to get you ready for the online play. I mean, Luigi finds the Infinity Gauntlet, which needs the Infinity Stones to fully unleash its power, and you need to tennis your way past all of the little henchmen, including Wario and Waluigi. Assist trophy. He's not getting in. Stop complaining. Now possessed via the Infinity Gauntlet. So yeah, it's fine. Again, it's just kind of a means to an end to get you ready. I don't think I can ever fault Nintendo on this, especially on their first parties like the Mario or the Zelda. The music is always on point, and in Mario Tennis Aces it's no different. It's nice, it's good. Same for the graphics. Bright, colourful graphics we have come to expect with Nintendo, with all of the characters and the character models and the worlds all polished up to a really nice degree, and it looks visually pleasing. The slightly longer section. As for the gameplay, this has to be some of the best Mario Tennis gameplay ever. For the most part, in terms of the tennis mechanics themselves, everything like the different swings, the specials, all like that, all extremely responsive when the online works and you don't get a red bar, but hold on to that thought for now. And all the light and medium characters feel very well balanced to each other, but their heavy characters are fucked. Like, if you're going to use Bowser or anyone like that, forget it. He's too slow. He's just way too slow to counter any of the medium or lightweights. But in terms of them, the medium and lightweights are balanced out enough. The only real negative I have is the racket breaking / racket degradation. It's just stupid. As 90% of the matches don't come down to skill, it's whoever can build up their meter and fire their ultimate first. As 90% of the time when that ultimate is fired, you're not going to deflect it, your racket's going to break and it's going to give them an instant point. I could harp on about this point for a long time, but what is the point? I mean, I won't be getting it to play it anymore anyway. Shame too. They're adding Birdo, honk honk. I would have loved to have played as him. Oh well. So, my final verdict for Mario Tennis Aces is a decent 4 out of 5. It's a good tennis game. One of the best Mario Tennis games. Mechanically. Maybe the heavy characters need a bit of rebalancing to help them keep up with the lightweight characters, as it does feel stacked against them, and just remove that shitty racket breaking. But aside from that, it's pretty good. Even better now, because it's got Birdo in it. Honk honk. Who is objectively the best Mario character in the entire series. And Mario Tennis fans will love this installation of the Mario Tennis series. when there is a stable connection. And now, of course, if you have the money, or even if you want to buy the fucking thing, which transitions us into the add-on that you will now need for Mario Tennis Aces, as well as many other main Nintendo games, main first party Nintendo games. This is the Nintendo Online Pass, which no, doesn't feature Birdo. Honk honk.
I fell into a burning ring of fire. I went down, 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 and the flames went higher. And it burns, burns, burns. The ring of fire, the ring of fire.
Do not buy the online. Just don't. You are giving them $20 for nothing. And in some cases, it's a worse service than the one you already have. Let's have a quick rundown of the moments leading up to the recent Direct and now the subsequent release of the online. In the past, it was supposed to be activated on September 2017. Clearly, it was not ready, and it had constant delays and pushbacks over and over again to our final release date of September 2018. During all these pushbacks, there was little to no information about it or even any of its features. 2 weeks ago, we got the final confirmation date of September 18th, but no new information. It would come in our Direct next week. The Direct was delayed, hopefully not till after the 18th, as that would be scummy. It wasn't. The Direct came out to tell us about the pass, and it told us fuck all on its video, and you needed to go to stupid sites like their official Tumblr account for more information on the different aspects. After people on Reddit compiled all the information into one neat little package, Nintendo failed to put into their video several key parts of the little sections which will be crucial to buying, and it was total shit. So, let's break it down section by section.
I fell into a burning ring of fire. I went down, 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 and the flames went higher.
The obvious thing of why you would want the online pass. You want to play online. Play Mario Tennis Aces with your friends. Play Splatoon with your friends. Play Mario Kart with your friends. Play Smash with your friends. I'm sure that now they are being paid, they will use the money to make real dedicated servers and not the shit we currently have. Like, no connection for people in Mario Tennis Aces, or Splatoon, come back when your internet's not busted, or whatever the fuck Windows 95 server they're using for Mario Kart 8. Now that they're being paid by people, surely they are going to add dedicated servers for all of the first party online. No, they're not. If you expected quality, decent, dedicated server, you're wrong. It's pathetic. And this failure to have dedicated servers has a domino effect on the rest of the sections, as we'll talk about. But it's pathetic. As many people have said, we put up with Nintendo shit, we put up with the peer-to-peer connections, no cloud saves, and all like this because Nintendo's online was free. And you can't complain when you're getting it for free. It's like, oh, it doesn't have dedicated servers. Yeah, but you're getting it for free. Yeah, alright. Oh, we don't have cloud saves. Yeah, but you're getting it for free. Yeah, I can see your point. But now you're charging us. Now there is, at the very least, when you charge money for your online, there is, at the very least, a minimum standard you have to hit. Half the shit I mentioned, I couldn't care less. I couldn't care less about, like, the NES games that we're about to discuss. But some of it, like still having the toaster servers, that's just not acceptable for a paid service. And again, the stupid thing is, I say I would let the other shit slide, but if you had the dedicated servers, half the other sections wouldn't even exist in the first place. If we had the dedicated server, so let's just say this is section 1. If we had the dedicated server for section 1, then all my complaints of section 2 would already be fixed, because it's having the domino effect. So, we're 1 failure in of 5. That's a great start right off the bat. Let's move on to the next one.
I fell into a burning ring of fire. I went down, 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 and the flames went higher.
A basic requirement that every single system that has no Nintendo affiliation has. Every system under the sun has this. PC, PS Vita, PS4, Xbox 360, Xbox One and Xbox One X. It is a totally minimum standard that everyone has, and that is you can back up whatever you want regardless of online play whenever you want, and it will be saved for up to 6 months if we're on Xbox. But Nintendo, once again, Nintendo could not even provide the most basic of basic requirements. 90% of the games will not, I repeat, will not have cloud backups. Well, who cares? Surely it's some shit I've never heard of before. Surely it's something like Build World, that bootleg Minecraft game. I don't care. No, it's their first party games like Splatoon and Pokemon. What? Yeah, it's not like all of these little bootleg games that are going on the eShop. It's dedicated first party games that they are committed to, like Splatoon 2, like Pokemon. Oh my fucking god, really? Yeah. Oh man. That's not good. No it isn't. No it isn't, Strawman. So yes, their big first party games will not have cloud backups. To list a few of these games that will not have cloud backups, we can list Mario Kart 8, Splatoon 2, ARMS, Pokemon Let's Go, yes, from this review, Mario Tennis Aces, Dead Cells, fucking Dead Cells? Really? And of course, the big one, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Gotta stop you there past Spyro because there has been an update. So ever since this online is now officially out, it's in a 7-day free trial at the moment, and there's a lot of big reviewers downloading it and pretty much ripping it apart. And if we were to take a quick look at Nintendo's online YouTube likes to dislikes, ooh, that's not good. It's not good, because it's not good. It's incredibly bad. But ever since this whole debacle has started, where it's now officially out, people have ripped it to shreds. The YouTube video itself is getting disliked to crap, and by this most recent image here, Nintendo stocks are fucking plummeting because the online has just been an absolute failure. They have decided to update that list, and this will really contradict the next point. So apparently, even though, because the whole point of their excuse, which we'll read the full article in a moment, the whole point of their excuse is we are not having cloud saves on online games like Pokemon and Splatoon to prevent cheating. But then since this shit show's happened, they're like, oh well, some online games will have the cloud save. So Mario Kart 8, despite having where you can race players around the world and there's a leaderboard, it's going to have cloud save. Despite Smash having a For Glory ranked mode, it's still going to have cloud save. And despite Mario Tennis Aces having a ranked world tournament, tennis tournament for the entire world, it's still going to have cloud save. So that's 3 games that I have just said from that list that I've got some sort of ranked online, and you want to avoid cheating online, and again we'll come to that in a minute. But those 3 games have got ranked online and people can cheat. But the 2 that you mentioned, like Splatoon, that's also got ranked online. So what is the difference between Mario Tennis Aces is online and Splatoon 2's ranked online? There's no difference. So anytime you see me in the Birdo suit, honk honk, that's going to be me interjecting past Spyro, because they have constantly updated and there has been constant developments throughout this thing. But yeah, and also, just while I'm here, if you're wondering why that picture, did you really get it just for that little Mario Tennis Aces gag that she is or he is the best character? No, it's because Dark Blue Flyer also likes Birdo, and it was his birthday, so I commissioned our lovely artist Lackwood to draw us both together in the thing he loves. So happy birthday, Dark. And yeah, so back to past Spyro, and you will see me in all of my pink glory whenever there is a update that's just happened now that it's officially out. So see all of you in a moment, because there's one coming up with another update. Honk honk. Oh. At first glance, the reasoning, the logic that they portray is good, it's defensible. But then, the second a single question is asked, it all falls apart. For this, we are going to use the two examples that they give, which are Splatoon 2 and Pokemon. First, let me read you this little slice of an article so that we can hear their reasoning behind why they are not allowing these games to have the online cloud backup save.
The vast majority of Nintendo Switch games will support save data cloud backup.
However, in certain games, this feature would make it possible to, for example, regain items that had been traded to other players, or revert a high online multiplayer ranking that had been lost. To ensure fair play, save data cloud backup may not be enabled for such games. To ensure that save data cloud backup cannot be used to gain an unfair effect on online multiplayer rankings, this feature will not be enabled in Splatoon 2. Also, the extra extended bit at the ending, Nintendo's explanation has been met with some head scratching, because other games that include the cloud save on PlayStation 4 and Xbox, being Dark Souls and FIFA, is not on the Switch. Back to past Spyro. So now, let us use the two examples Nintendo gives when trying to justify their point. A point that few, like Tyler, blindly defend. Starting with Pokemon Let's Go Eevee and Pikachu. The idea is no cloud saves, as if you could cloud save, then, for example, you could catch a shiny, trade it to a friend, then reload your cloud save and get that shiny back, you heathen. Or, if you were to give a Pokemon a held item, say you made it hold a Master Ball, that's infinite Master Balls for a single player game, and we can't have you using infinite Master Balls on a single player game! But of course it's a single player game and nobody cares. I mean, there is another reason, but that's to do with actual multiplayer, and we're going to use their second example, which is Splatoon 2. So their second reason is, if we could back up online games like Splatoon 2 or Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, which again, I will remind you, Smash Bros. Ultimate will not have cloud save because it's got For Glory, which is a rank system, and you would use that cloud save to be a cheating little shit and get your rank back. So, yeah. The point is, if you cloud saved and you were at Diamond and you went down to Platinum, you could cloud save back up to Diamond. Right, okay, let's dismantle this. Point 1. If we could save player data to manipulate the rankings, I mean, I see your point, but let's read that. if we could cloud save player data, we could manipulate the rankings. Yes, because it's totally not like people are already doing that without cloud save data, because Splatoon 2 is rampant with hackers, and people who actually cared have already manipulated the rankings to get #1 spot in the world to send you a message, please add anti-cheat. Heyo, your Birdo here, honk honk, with another update. So, the online has now been out for just over 24 hours, and it has been a complete and total disaster. Like, everything that could go wrong has gone wrong to a unprecedented degree. Like, you know, I don't actually think there has ever been a launch this bad, like not even Final Fantasy XIV. It has been a complete mess with the peer-to-peer servers, and no one's happy. The video is now standing from 29,000 up to 36,000 dislikes, as many more people are realising what a actual disaster this was. And going to the online ranking bit, this is now the update, where they had hackers running rampant in Splatoon 2 saying please add anti-cheat. Those same hackers have come back, and they have once again sorted the leaderboards out to say P2P is bad, still 20, which it shouldn't be because your service isn't working, and yeah, tasty, that's a thing. So that's one. And then Andre from Game Explain has pretty much spilled the beans that the online for the NES games, which we'll get to, is a load of shit, with him saying that if you try and connect to a player in another country, it pretty much just doesn't work.
Video, I wanted to check out a specific part of it, and that's being the ability to play NES games online. So, Nintendo promises that you can play all 20 games available on the service online with any of your friends on your friend list who also have Nintendo Switch Online. So, let's check it out and see how well it works. Now, full disclaimer, I've already tried a few matches, and it hasn't gone well. So, but that was with someone who lived quite a bit farther away than Ash does. So Ash lives in LA, I live in San Francisco, so maybe it'll work a little bit better than the person I tried playing with previously who lives across the country, or I think he does at least. So, we're gonna...
Yep, and then we also have the actual online itself is Colonial Marines levels, where I guess the programmers have not programmed the word correctly, or there's a letter wrong. So some paid people just can't get online at all. Like, some of the servers are up and down like a yo-yo, and this is because there is 3 tiers. There's now the paid tier, who can get access to it. There's the 7-day free trial tier, which can get access to it but only for 7 days, and then there's the free tier, which cannot get access to it. But due to the coding being wrong or a letter being wrong, there has, within 24 hours, been a exploit where everybody can now play online with everybody else. Game Explains covered it, as you can see from this thumbnail here, and then here's a tweet of somebody actually saying that they have completely hacked it because it was so easy to break. The coding apparently was so broken that even amateur hour programmers could just go in and mess with it with no repercussions, no drawbacks, no walls that they hit. It was literally just walking into the White House. Like, there was no security, no checks. It was just like you left the keys in the front door and everybody was on holiday, so you just walked right through the front door into the Oval Office free of charge. That's kind of the level of how bad the coding apparently was, and to say not even 24 hours in, we now have all this for your viewing pleasure. So this is what happens when you have peer-to-peer servers, because I don't know if past Spyro explains it because he's quite angry, but Birdo Spyro will explain it. Peer-to-peer is not a real server. When you connect to peer-to-peer, you are basically connecting to someone else's computer, and they temporarily host the server and everybody uses their internet. That's why some Splatoon matches... I thought I was going to sneeze, I didn't, but that's why some Splatoon matches are laggier than others, because sometimes you might connect to a good internet and sometimes you might connect to someone that's got potato internet. It's random. But with peer-to-peer comes whoever is using that internet can enter all sorts of data into that stream. So just if they're, just for example, say that a hacker is on your peer-to-peer connection, well, they've now pretty much got access to your internet, and that's where they can throw malicious software like DDoS packets, slowdown packets, and all sorts into the mix, and pretty much fuck your console and everybody attached to your console, and it becomes a mess. And that's why it's been a complete and total mess, and dedicated servers are an absolute requirement. So yeah, that's the next update. That it's been out for 24 hours. Game Explain can't connect NES online in another country. Exploits have already been found because the coding has been broken, and some of the servers, like the Splatoon servers, have been up and down like a yo-yo. There's more updates to come when we get to the NES section, but for now, back to past Spyro, telling you the fact that it doesn't matter whether you had a paid online or not, people are still hacking, and people are finding ways around because you can't make dedicated servers. But anyway, see all of you in the NES game section. Honk honk. So it doesn't matter whether it's cloud save or not, people can still manipulate the rankings, which is point 2, pretty much the same point. If someone wants to clone an item or get a specific rank, they have already found that way. They can find a way, and it has been clearly demonstrated that they will find a way, cloud storage or not. But point 3, the biggest one, this would not happen if you had dedicated servers. You see, this is a domino effect we talked about in point 1. Let's use Overwatch for the example, as it's got dedicated servers and you can cloud save whenever the fuck you want, and it's an online game like Splatoon 2. When you cloud save on, say, PS4 for Overwatch, everything personal to you, so your skins, your gold, your competitive points, your icons, all the single player stuff, when you cloud save, all of your single player stuff is saved to your cloud, but anything online like ranked leaderboards are saved to Blizzard's personal dedicated servers. So if you are a diamond and you go down to platinum, reloading your cloud won't do anything and you will still be platinum because your online rank is in Blizzard's dedicated server. Do you see the failure, Reggie? Do you see the flaw in your argument, Reggie? Do you see the domino effect, Reggie? Reggie. If Section 1 was fixed and had dedicated servers, Section 2 would automatically fix itself because of the domino effect that is going on. If you fix the Section 1 and have a dedicated server, well, we wouldn't need to have this discussion about how flawed we can't have cheaters using the online, because you've got the dedicated server to omit that. And this domino effect is going to cascade across all 5 of your stupid sections, as fixing one section automatically fixes other sections. But apparently you can't do that, and you need the greatest dragon in gaming to save you, as I always do, because all of you just can't think for yourself. I have to go in, activate, Spyro, we need saving. Why? Because we made fucking the guns, Splatoon guns. Don't do that. I have to fucking fix all your problems. Anyway, sure, we're not done yet, because with this cloud thing and not having dedicated servers, we still have another problem. That is the instant deletion of cloud data. The very second, not the day, not the hour, the second your online pass ends. This again is because of no dedicated servers. So shit that actually will save to the cloud, unlike Valve or Sony or Microsoft that have dedicated servers, well, anything that saves to Nintendo's cloud is deleted forever. If we were to use Xbox, for example, they can hold your cloud data for 6 months, and with Sony and Valve, they can hold your cloud data indefinitely. Nintendo, on the other hand, will have a peer-to-peer cloud, which is basically your own internet, and by removing yourself from the peer-to-peer network, any data of yours that was on there is instantly wiped because you're potentially hosting, depending on which peer-to-peer person is hosting, and if that host is gone, so is your data. Again, something pathetic that could be fixed with a dedicated server. Moving on.
I fell into a burning ring of fire. I went down, 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 and the flames went higher.
Jesus fucking Christ. Okay, Nintendo. Is this a meme? Is this a joke? So, first, the fact that you can't even add a PSN Speak or an Xbox chat, which we have, by the way, in PlayStation Xbox, the fact that you have to do it via a phone is retarded. And why the fuck are we having to pay for this? It's a phone, it's not on the Switch, it's something completely different. Are you asking us to pay for the phone app now? Is that what you're telling me? Because you told me very little on this direct, you give me very little information. Are you telling me that we have to pay for the phone app as well now? What the fuck? And if so, if that is the case, fuck off. If people want to speak to each other, they can use Discord for free. And they will, as hardly anyone already uses the inbuilt console speakers. And it is easier to just call up your friends on Discord. What the fuck?
I fell into a burning ring of fire. I went down, 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 and the flames went higher.
It's just getting worse. Just getting worse. I can't type this. I can't do it. Can't fucking do this shit. Right. Boy. Okay. Right. Let's sit down. Let's breathe in. No. You know what? Fuck this. Fuck you, Nintendo. Like, I'm sorry, alright? Out of all the shit so far, this is the biggest piss take of the lot. You're shit canning the virtual console with games that people like and care about for some 20-year-old ROMs that you have sold to us 1,000 times over. What? That was not the point of the NES Mini? To sell, or any of the millions of plug-and-play games, or the compilations, or the downloads of ROMs for fucking free? I don't get it, Nintendo! Honk honk. Don't worry, this is the last time you're going to be seeing me this video. This is just the final update as of right now. So, remember mere moments ago when we said that the online has been hacked and now people who are offline can play online with the Nintendo Switch thing? For the more astute of you, and we've now got the full story, the Twitter picture I showed was the fact that the Nintendo Switch Online NES game section thing has been basically hacked as well, and people have found a way to get the ROMs off their online account, if you will, and keep them on their system forever, as it should be, because people don't want to lose access to their games if you basically aren't around for 7 days. You paid for that service, so you should keep the games whether you're online or offline, and people have found a way to rip them directly onto their systems so that Nintendo can't take them back. On top of this, it was found out in this full news story and a lot of others that the online and the ROM emulator, I guess it's an emulator that they're using, is actually the exact same emulator as the one they used in the NES Mini. So they didn't actually create anything new. They literally just took their emulator that they use on the Virtual Console for the Wii U, the NES Mini, and they just slapped it in to the Switch haphazardly. and considering people already found a way to crack the NES Mini and get whatever game they wanted on it, they also cracked the Nintendo Switch NES Online because it's exactly the same, and they didn't even have to do any effort. They just used the exact same hack, they just used the exact same code, and here we are with everybody getting the games forever because Nintendo just couldn't take 2 seconds out of its day to actually program anything because they can't be arsed. On top of this, the online is complete and total dog shit for the NES. Like, if you thought the online for the regular was bad, the NES is just a fucking shit show. Like, a literal shit show. And anytime you try and play, well, take it away, Jim.
But can't deny the fact that they were designed not really to be fun games, they were designed to aggressively take your money. Anyway, can't talk about any of that because the online is fucking dreadful. Look at it. Your video is not crapping out. Your connection has not screwed up. You are watching the Capcom Beat 'em Up bundle as I have experienced the Capcom Beat 'em Up bundle. This is what playing online with the Switch version of the Capcom Beat 'em Up bundle has been like for me since I've had the game. I was looking forward to the Switch version. It was the one that they advertised on the Nintendo Direct, and I'm like, ooh, handheld fun, good for me. I was also looking forward to playing it online specifically because games like Final Fight are not very good. In theory, anyway. Because for me, a second player in any of these games renders them practically unplayable. Now this is a fairly infamous problem with Capcom. Online and the Switch do not go hand in hand when it comes to their games. I did some checking around with people that have been playing this, and reportedly the PS4, Xbox One versions run much better online. But them's not the versions I wanted to play, was it? I'm playing this version, and this version fucking sucks. At first, playing with 2 players was okay, but now any amount of players and the whole thing shits the bed. I've been able to get to the end of a game with 1 player once. Most of them end when the host just gives up, gets annoyed and quits the whole game. And when I host, that's how I end the session as well. I don't see it through to the end because look at it. A Zoetrope runs better than this. You can make some changes to the gameplay, yet the major draw, for me at least, the online, is a shit show. A complete and utter shit show. I want to play Battle Circuit online. That's the real frustration for me. Battle Circuit is the star of this show. It's bloody brilliant. You can be an Audrey 2 in it. But at the time of talking, offline is the only way I can play it. And when I try and play it online, I can see the fun attempting to happen. It's like right there, right just beyond my reach. I can see fun. I can see enjoyment. I can see this product being worth it. But it's got less frames in it than an episode of Dragon Ball Z, and it's fucking atrocious.
Oh, that frame rate. Oh, it makes me feel like I'm using Alex or Scribbles' internet at 0.1 megabytes a second. Look at it. Jesus. Now, I know that's actually the Capcom bundle, and as Jim said, on the PlayStation Xbox it's apparently better, but he wanted the Switch Online, and this is basically what the Switch Online is right now. But however, apparently that is the, even though it's the... Alright, I'm going to rephrase that sentence because it's not going to work. On your regular online, your Splatoon 2s, you're getting some frame dips and sometimes the servers just don't work. It depends what they're feeling like. And on the NES side of things, that's basically a visual representation of the NES. Like, the NES is even worse. As I say, Andre said he couldn't connect to people, and now Jim is seeing this. So that's the NES, but that video that Jim's got is also of the regular online, as apparently some even regular online games are going as bad as that, even though they're fucking 8-bit games. So yeah, it's total shit, but the main part of this was literally to say, hey, guess what? They didn't put any effort programming an emulator, and it's the same one that was in the Mini, and the Mini's been cracked, and now everybody's got the games forever, because again, they didn't have to put any effort in, they just used the same code that they used in the NES Mini. But that's the last time you're going to see me. Maybe I'll show up in the final verdict if anything changes, but for now, you're going to hear past Spyro rant about how NES games are mostly shit, which they kind of are, and this is what replaced the Virtual Console. I want you to keep that in mind, that this is what replaced the Virtual Console. So anyway, I'll see all of you next time. Honk honk. And I'm going to shatter your veil right now. No NES game or SNES game is that good. All the NES and SNES games are shit, right? No one likes them. No one cares about them. There are 714 games in the NES library. I just want that to sink into both the viewer and your mind, Nintendo. 714 games in the NES library. And 90% of it is shovelware. Shite that no one cares about. No one cares about Ice Climbers. It was shit. No one cares about Balloon Fight. It was toss. No one cares about fucking Silver Sword. It was wank. There is a reason why you always say 20. Because 20 is the only good ones. Out of 700s of the bastards, only 20 were either good or okay. You know, the ones that you always put on that compilation, like Mario 1, 2 and 3, Zelda 1 and 2, Metroid, and a few classic gems like Bucky O'Hare. All the rest, Days of Thunder, Gauntlet 2, Hide Lied, Iron Sword, anything by LGN, it's all garbage. No one fucking cares about it. The same for the SNES. There are 721, even more, 721 SNES games. And again, it's all bollocks. Again, 20, yeah, people will remember Super Castlevania, Super Metroid, Mario World, Mario Paint. But aside from maybe 10 good ones and 10 random gems, the other 700 are total shite. Get your NES boner out of your fucking pants. No one likes them, no one cares about them, and everyone has played each one of them 50 times for 20 fucking years. And this shit right here is what is replacing Mario 64, Mario Sunshine, Luigi's Mansion, Pokemon Snap, Star Fox 64, Star Fox Adventures, Banjo-Kazooie. It's fucking pathetic. But no, it doesn't stop there, does it? Because it's not enough to just scrap the decent idea of the Virtual Console for mediocre swill. Oh no, you just have to take it even further beyond, don't you, Nintendo? No, we're not making Goku jokes. I'm mad, alright, I'm mad. As now they have online. The NES game, fucking NES games have online. Again, nobody gives a shit about playing Balloon Fight or Ice Climbers online. But that's not the reason they added the online. Oh no, after the Direct, we see the true reason why they added it, their sinister little motivation. The online multiplayer for the NES games is there to serve as a fucking DRM. Are you kidding me? Are you actually fucking kidding me right now? Are you fucking... Oh my god. So, if you have ever paid for this joke of a service, if you have ever bought it and downloaded it, well, if you download an NES game, then you better always be online to pay the ransom money. As if you are ever, oh, I don't know, just pulling something randomly out the wind here. Travelling with a portable system that's meant to be travelled with, and there is no online, you cannot play the NES games. Balloon Fight lets Nintendo know that you're not online and you're not paying the ransom money, so even if you have the service that you paid for and you downloaded the game off the service that you paid for, if you're not online, you are cut from using the game that you downloaded from paying for the service, because again, it's not like it's a portable system, and there might be times, like road trips, where a portable system might not have internet, you stupid bastards! And you know, everybody's clearly in agreement with this, because, as we just mentioned a little moment ago in the update, it's been hacked and now everybody can keep any games they got off the online forever without having to be online. Honk honk. And really, Nintendo, really, are you that fucking paranoid that someone is going to get a free NES game? That fucking stingy that you can't give away a ROM, a 20-year-old game that people have got for free and paid for multiple times over 20 years? You can't give one of them away? Like, is it real? Is that really the reason? Because if it is, Nintendo, that is just sad. Like, really sad. Like, I just pity you. That you are so paranoid that you have DRM in an NES game. Like, you think people are really, at this moment, thinking, ha 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 ha, I've been playing NES Soccer for 2 months of not buying the Nintendo online. I scammed NES Soccer out of Nintendo. I sure fucking showed Nintendo. Even saying that is just so pathetic. Like, I truly do pity. I truly, honestly do pity you if that's your mindset. But hey, at least no one will be making any ill-gotten gains, will they, Reggie?
I fell into a burning ring of fire. I went down, 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 and the flames went higher.
And this is the best one, for how much of a joke it was. So during the Direct, this was said.
Members will also receive special offers. What are they? Check Nintendo.com for more information. More games.
You can expect some serious backlash from your customers. And you don't even elaborate on the special offers that we've been waiting to hear more about? Come on, dude.
Are you serious? More information in the future? No, there is no future. We are at 0 hour. This thing is launching right now. We are at 0 hour. You are out of time. This is a fucking Direct. This Direct was here to show shit, to make people not hate it, to make people interested, and you're like, maybe later. So that means out of the 5 things you're supposed to be paying for, one of them is not even ready. It's still unfinished. It doesn't even have any special offers, and it's launching right now. And of course, like, just look at all these thumbnails. That's your response, because you're like, oh, there's more information on thing later. Just buy it now, we'll fix it later. What the fuck? What the fuck? And then, after the backlash, when people were saying that it's unfinished, don't worry. They give one sentence on their website. There is one single special offer. If you pay your $20 subscription, then Nintendo will give you the honor, the privilege of paying another $60 for NES Joy-Cons that look shit and protrude out of the screen like some ugly ass rectangular tumors. So your prize for giving Nintendo money is the privilege to give them even more money when you could just pay $10 extra for a Pro Controller. And even then, I think it was a split-second decision during the Direct, as people were saying one feature is not even finished, and you changed it at the last second to say,
No, look, we have one single thing. Prove me wrong, prove me wrong.
I fell into a burning ring of fire. I went down, 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 and the flames went higher.
So, my final verdict for the online is a total fucking shit show of a 0 out of 5. I don't care how cheap it is. It's a fucking joke. And you are paying for literally nothing. No dedicated servers, no real cloud storage, no special offers because they're not even finished yet. What the actual fuck? And a few shitty NES games that nobody cares about because they either have the ROMs or bought your overpriced SNES Mini. You're paying for nothing, literally nothing. You're throwing $20 into a fire. You're paying nothing. It's a joke. It's almost kind of an insult. And until they fix their shit, this will be the last online Nintendo game I cover. I will not buy the online. I outright refuse to pay any amount for an unfinished service that can't even adhere to the most basic of necessities like full cloud saves and dedicated servers. And I would highly recommend everyone else to do the same until they fix this terrible mess. Oh, and as for the ill-gotten gains comments you made, Nintendo, don't worry. I feel the same way, and you won't be making any ill-gotten gains off this video either. So why don't you play me out, Erasure?